Some Sony SL500ME Mark II goodness. Let's crack on. Hello and welcome to another MrBetaByte video, and this one's a little bit different insofar as we're looking at a Sony SL500ME Mark II. It's a most standard machine, PAL, CCAM and NTSC 4.43, and it's been sent in for repair from GHS Media from George. Hi George, hope all is well with you. And the fault with it's a little bit vague. And I haven't actually seen what the playback's like, but it basically plays some tapes okay. However, with all NTSC tapes and some PAL tapes, you get tracking issues with bands, and that to me does seem to indicate possibly tape path issues, but also possibly something wrong. Maybe excessive take-up torque, maybe the clutch on the reels is jamming, possibly the take-up reel, so it's pulling the tape too hard basically, and we can well, actually we could check that with the gauges. I just thought of that actually, so you know, I mean, let's have a look with the top off and have a look first of all and try a tape. So yeah, let's crack on. Okay, so we're getting to the more budget conscious builds of these machines. There's one screw holding on each side, obviously holding the top cover on. So let's pull that off. And first impressions, we have actually got the washer. Oh gosh, the washer is right the way up. I'd laugh if that was all it was. Oh, and it's really mucky as well. Yeah, there's quite a bit of muck there. I mean, is that going to be too low for the pinch roller, I wonder? The pinch roller might miss it. There's quite a bit of tape residue there, but otherwise, I mean, the capstan looks pretty clean. I suppose it might be fun to try it first of all. Few bits of debris around the drum. So I think I'll want to give this a clean. The upper drum is pretty shiny. These have what Sony call long life heads, so it's the harder material for the head chips. So resurfacing the upper drum is actually no bad thing to do. The upper drum is also sort of a harder alloy, but obviously still going to wear. So, but I'm tempted just to get those few black bits off the tape path there. They are actually pretty much beyond where the tape runs. You see where the tape exits here, and the muck is beyond that. But I'll take that off anyway, and we'll give it a test. Let's just try. The other thing that just occurred to me is if plastics are broken for the reels. I can't remember on these B3 decks whether that's so much of an issue, but possibly in the fullness of time. I mean, I guess it is, but I guess in the fullness of time we will find out. There's some muck there as well. It's almost like something, maybe a bad tape contaminated with something or other has gone in there. It's quite mucky around there as well. There's no consequence, but it's just an observation really. There's been some sheddy cassettes in here at some point. Yeah, so I'll clean that off and we'll power it up and give it a test. Let's crack on. Okay, so let's give it a try. Let's give it some power first of all. Nice bright display, that's nice. I think these are instant on. Yeah. Oh, it sounds a bit rough, doesn't it? Let's wind it forward a bit first. Nah. It looks pretty good. Yeah, so that's PAL. So no, it doesn't quite sound right. Could be remembering these decks incorrectly. Let's try an NTSC cassette. Always throws me initially when it so we've got a bit of head hunting going on. It's almost like the the head free speed is wrong. Let's do a pause. Yeah. Yeah, so you can see it. It's not quite right. I would probably suspect bad caps. So yeah, I think with these you've got to take the front panel off. Then you can undo the screws and the board just flips up. It's a while since I've worked on any of these sort of generation of ME machines, so I'm just got to try and remind myself how they come apart. But yeah, that's definitely not good. So yeah, okay. Let's press eject and have a look at this this servo section. Does it look like? No, I was going to say it looked like maybe it had been worked on before, but I don't think it has. I mean, otherwise, it does look pretty tidy. I might want to do something with that. I don't know quite why it's just not put the other way, to be honest. That might just happen. Okay, so let's pull the power. And I don't know whether it's just a matter of releasing the clips. I don't know if there's any screws underneath. Oh, one clip's broken already by the looks. Oh no. A clip at the top. Yeah, I have a feeling there's screws underneath. Yes. So, screw here. and then screw here, and more than likely I will take the bottom cover off anyway just to check everything's alright, but at the moment let's just get it going. Okay, so should be able to get this off now. I don't know whether anything actually, I don't think anything does pop off with these. Oh, is there a tab as well? Yes, there is. Oh, one's popped off anyway. That's fine. There we go. Oh, they both have. Okay. So let's put those back on for now, so we don't lose them. And then, I don't know whether you have to pull the ribbon cable out. I seem to remember they give you enough to actually just lift the board. So let's do that. We'll soon find out, won't we? Yeah. So very few caps. I'm tempted just to change them. I've got a couple of Sanyos, which should be as solid as the rest of them. Oh, somebody's been in here and marked all this up, interestingly. So, yeah, something's gone on. I might actually just ask George if he knows the history of the machine, because that seems a bit odd that somebody's been in here before and marked this all up and had a fiddle. But I'm suspecting probably one of these caps is bad, and as we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 caps in the servo section, so this is all servo. I don't think it'd do any harm just to change them, to be honest. So yeah, may well do that, I think. Yeah, so what was a bipolar one there? Control amp. I don't think it is control. I think it's control related. I think it is servo. And somebody else has come to the same conclusion, that's for sure. So yeah, okay, let's get those changed and to see if it makes any difference, and then we might have to ooh, there's something interesting going on down there. Yeah, I'll hook that out as well. But yeah, let's crack on. Yeah, so we've got a bit of the front loading system that was floating about under there. So I don't think that's happened in transit either. I'm pretty confident it goes there. Yeah, it does. Ooh, that's going to present a challenge. I mean, it's still working okay. Now I say that, would that have an effect? I don't think it would have enough of an effect to cause issues with playback, because obviously the basket might not sit properly, but I think it is actually going fully in. But I'm going to have to find a way to sort that. I'm finding that with these front loading systems, actually, they are just falling apart, and they do suffer, I think anyway, with the heat expansion and contraction issues with the metal and the plastic that surrounds it, and it just cracks up the plastic. I don't know if you can see on this side, got the same thing there, look. It's just almost fit to go. So yeah, okay. Okay, so I've changed those caps. I actually changed, there's a bipolar one up here, and I actually just changed that for a semiconductor one mounted on the top. I just about managed to get it to fit. So let's turn it on, and shall we try the... Let's try the... Just got a capture. Yeah, so it's still doing it. But it sounds different. I've got much more fluctuation in the actual motor noise. And there you go, as well. So that's made a change. Now I notice these two have been adjusted. These have all been resoldered as well. I don't know, thinking there was a problem there. So we've got CPCC and CPNT, and I'm not actually sure, I have to be honest, what those mean. Capstan, I'm assuming. NTSC, so NTSC, and then CC IR. So yeah, but that's capstan. I really want head. So DP drum something CC DP point. Maybe. Maybe that is the drum speed. Okay, well I didn't press record on the capture, so you didn't see what it was doing, but I've ever so slightly tweaked the drum. Drum speed on NT, because it's an NTSC cassette, and that's fine. It still sounds a little bit hunty. I've had to adjust the tracking, but that's fine. I mean, I can probably adjust. Well, has it been adjusted? Has it been adjusted here? Tracking CC. Lock. Switch point AB. I mean, I can track it out. But I do wonder if maybe, well, yeah, I mean, chances are, I wonder if the deck's been fiddled with. Let's just have a little wiggle. Because usually you can tell quite easily. All the varnish looks good. Yeah, it all seems pretty tight. Yeah. Yeah, that varnish is fine. So the deck's not been disturbed. But yeah, the tracking's out. I mean, I don't know how good this cassette is, to be fair. So... yeah, pause isn't looking too bad now. I think this is only 2 head. I'm pretty confident it is, so that's not bad at all. Okay, I need to just lift this back up. I'll just check where all the adjustments are, to be fair, because they put lines where they were. I noticed the capstan and I think the drum speed, servo speeds, weren't let's see, as I tap the board, well, as I tap the adjustment, it's very sensitive. They weren't where they were originally set, so somebody's just adjusted it out, I think, and then got, yeah, it's fine, it's working. probably ran a tape through it is fine, not even probably that. So yeah, I mean, this is going to need a good run, but it does really look, well, it's not looking too clever, is it? I notice this back one's been repaired in inverted commas, some sticky tape put on the back of it, and the blue is broken, ripped off. So yeah, so I'll have a look at this and just see what exactly has gone on. I'm just waiting to hear back from George actually as well, what the history of this machine is. So yeah, hopefully I'll be a little bit more enlightened, and we can work it out from there. I did test all the caps. They all read low. ESR of about 2 ohms ish, anywhere between sort of 1.7 and 2.5 ohms. So yeah, I've just put TANTs because these are 0.47. One of them read quite low, 0.35 I think one was, and then 0.42. And this is a 50 volt, this is a bipolar 1 microfarad one, so that goes there. And yeah, that was reading quite low. I think it was about half the value. And then this one, I can't remember what this was. I think this was a 4.7. Yeah, so 4.7, 25 volts. That was reading about 4. So yeah, interesting. And you can see there's a little bit of something going on there, but I think that's just from age. I think the rubber's just perished a little bit in there, the bung. But yeah, okay. So anyway, I'll check and have a little look around again, and then we'll take it from there. But I'm a bit concerned still about this bit of broken plastic, because I think there's another bit broken off there. Well, there is another bit broken off there, but I think that's the bit that locates at the bottom end. It's going down fine, it's not floating about, so it's doing all right without it. So I'm sort of thinking I'll just glue this in and leave it at that. Rather, I don't particularly want to pull this apart if I don't have to, because these are getting so fragile now that I think I'd rather just improve it somewhat on this side for keeping the cassette down, and yeah, take it from there. But I suppose what we could do, bit of a squeak there from the deck. Yeah, probably do need to just give the deck a bit of a check over. There we go, it's just discovered its PAL. Oh, that's actually playing pretty well. So center tracking, furthest left. I think we have got wear going on with these heads, you know. But that's actually playing fine, which I'm a bit surprised at, actually. I thought it might need a tweak, but it hasn't needed a tweak. So yeah, that's actually really interesting. And I do wonder how good the heads are, because it will show up more with yeah, with PAL, because of the higher bandwidth. Oh yeah, these heads are quite worn, aren't they? We can do the upper drum anyway, but yeah, I think these heads are pretty tired. So yeah, okay, well, I'll do some investigation, just have a look at what's going on with those pots to see how far out they are from where whoever it was that did it put the lines, and we'll take it from there. Let's crack on. So I think the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to recap the power supply. It won't be a total recap, but we'll do most of the capacitors in there, because they're pretty reliable, but they can be a real pain in the neck when they do go wrong. So especially sourcing some of the primary side components. So first thing is to check the plug. Now this is from eBay. It's a seller that deals an awful lot in retro kit and 13 amp fuse, and dear, and it really does look like it's really very tired, not really very well, basically selling things for top money that are just really just not worth it. They're worn out. If this machine is anything to go by, I mean, sort of looking at the listings that he currently has, it's just like, I probably wouldn't trust any of that for what you're charging. So yeah, I mean, the heads are end of life. There's a lot of wear there, and the fiddling about and breaking the ribbon cables as well. So it has been pulled about quite a bit and then sold, because, well, sold as good when really it needs a lot of love. It needs like new heads, needed those caps done, proper alignment, whatever. I mean, at this stage, I am just getting this going, just because I know George, all he needs to do is play back NTSC tapes for archiving. Absolutely fine. That will do that very, very well for probably quite a few cassettes, to be honest, before it really starts getting too terrible. So, yeah, disappointing really, but yeah, let's crack on anyway. Get these power supply caps changed, because like I say, they're sort of a weakness on these decks. And then we'll resurface the upper drum, and we should be good to go. So let's crack on. Well, I said I was going to recap. It has been recapped, and I don't know, it's not great. Look how far the caps are standing off the PCB, and I think, well, I mean, they've got like glue on the side of them, like they've been taken from something else. Again, I wonder if they just thought, oh, change the power supply caps, that'll fix it. No. Oh dear. I mean, this is always the thing. It's like a little bit of knowledge is a bad thing, and it is a bit of a problem with things like YouTube and like me doing these videos in a way. You sort of start diving in and changing things, and blindly changing things and hoping they'll work, and it doesn't really quite work like that unless you've got a bit of background knowledge and experience. That screw there isn't actually original. To actually know what you're doing and use quality components as well. I mean, they're obviously from something, another device, probably a PC power supply or something, and I'm sure they'll be fine. But yeah, and it's pretty baked in there as well. I mean, this is a high hours machine, and which is great. I mean, it just shows how really very resilient these laser machines can be. But this is getting really very tired, and without a parts bin with new spares like heads, it just is not worth doing, sadly. It's sort of like, use it until the heads finally give out, or they become so bad, and then, you know, it's good for spares. And we'll suggest that to George, that if, as and when it does die, in however many years in the future that will be, just give us a shout. I am going to change those screws, or that one screw there. There's a screw missing there as well, just because I obviously must have OCD. It also looks a bit like something's spilled there, but it isn't. It's just the light. So okay, I'm going to do that. I'm not going to bother about the caps. You know, it is what it is. It's a bit depressing, really. Let's crack on. Okay, so I've replaced that screw for what it's worth. I've done that one as well. The one screw wasn't tight. The board was floating about a bit as well. So yeah, what it's worth, it's done. I would like to dust that out, but yeah, that'll happen. Yeah, I'll dust that out just to keep it nice. Okay, so I'll do that, and just give it a quick blow through actually with the aeroduster, and again underneath, and screw this board back down, and we'll do the upper drum, and call it a day there, I think. So yeah, let's crack on. Okay, so I need to eject the cassette. Yeah, you can't just press eject. I did wonder that. So obviously it's got the fast in, but you can't just press eject and eject the cassette and then go back to standby like some machines. So yeah, oh, we've got to glue that bit of plastic on as well. I'm just going to glue that on. It actually, the front loading system is working well without it. So it's almost like, oh, I'll just leave it. But yeah, no, let's at least glue that back on. So it has some more integrity. It's just, I really don't like having to work like this, you know. I like resurrecting stuff and well, refurbishing things, getting it so you know, with the occasional use, or to archive your videos and whatever, it should get a good bit of life out of them. And yeah, they're old and they will break, and you know, it's just like I've got a video coming up on a 100 that I recently did a lot of work on, and I have to say I was very close to sort of saying it's not worth doing because it's just going to keep giving problems. And sure enough, from the trip back, it actually developed another problem. Can you guess what that problem was? But it's going to be, I mean, I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm hoping it's just more caps with that 100, but I have a feeling it's going to be something far worse. And potentially it's going to really challenge my ability to fix it, just because I can't get the parts. And you know, even scrap machines are going for way more than they're actually worth. So upper drum, it is, yeah, there's no air cushion there at all, so I can feel yeah, that's just so shiny. Okay, well, I'm going to resurface this, and that'll do something, I suppose, and then we'll put it back together, and I'll glue that bit of plastic on and leave that overnight, and then we'll finish off the video, I suppose. Yeah, it just feels like a bit of a downer, this one, isn't it? It's just like, it's not. Because it's another machine fixed, isn't it? It's just like, it's end of life, relatively. But then I'm hoping, you know, once it does get to end of life, we can recycle a lot of this and actually get another machine up and running, and or extend the life of another machine. So let's be positive and let's crack on. Okay, so I've glued it back on. There is actually some bending going on here somewhere. You can see there's a bit of a gap there. This is, I don't know, I don't quite what's happened. I think it's shrunk so much, or yeah, it's shrunk, I suppose, that it's not glued that well, but it's glued enough. I've used super glue, and there's enough metal on the way down, sort of behind this plastic here, that it should be okay. So I'm going to leave it like that overnight anyway. I'll finish for tonight. I'm so tired. You can probably tell. So yeah, I'll leave that and for now, and we'll come back in the morning, and I'm sure it'll all be fantastic and it'll work much better. So yeah, time for bed. It's the next day, and hopefully we should be, well, hopefully okay. Well, we shall see what happens when I power it on, I suppose. So that's looking all okay. Oh, let's actually power it on. Oh, powered it back off by mistake. Yeah, so it's fine. I mean, tracking is not brilliant, but yeah, let's just do a capture. So I think this is beta 3, I think. But yeah, I mean it's fine. It just, you know, the tracking is not great. I don't particularly want to start playing about with that too much, to be honest. Let's just try. Let's try a power cassette again. So it'll take a second to realize that it's not NTSC. There we go, it's picked it up. It's just with that higher bandwidth of PAL, you can just see just how bad, you know, the tracking is not great. Yeah, and the signal is low, so yeah, it's just not great.
Paxman chairs the debate in tonight's Newsnight special in a couple of minutes. Now on BBC Two, Science Week gets closer to brass.
I mean, ultimately, George is going to use this just for NTSC archiving, and it's going to be fine for that, albeit with some tracking issues. Wind it back a bit. Still a little bit noisy, deck wise, but you know, it's I mean, I would love to just fully service it, sort out the power supply, because that is a bit messy, and sort out the deck, rebuild the, well, sort of totally overhaul the deck. But as it stands, I'm going to leave it here, and I'm going to run some more tapes through as well, just to make sure it is solid. We sorted out the servo issue, which was literally, to be fair, it probably wasn't all those caps, but it just made sense to do the four, and they are all sort of borderline dodgy. So yeah, that's fair enough. That's a good find. But yeah, this is very much just a quick repair rather than anything else. A little bit of fluttering going on there with the oh no, it's fine. Oh, you can see it actually. That's quite cool. You can see it increasing the back tension. So yeah, we shall leave it there and get this back to George, and no doubt we will see this machine again. If anybody does have a spare deck, or a deck that's beyond economical, or well and truly trashed, or whatever, but the heads stand a chance of being good, let me know. I'd be very interested in it, and perhaps I can have this machine back and we can do everything that needs doing to really make this machine just wonderful again. Yeah, so that would be really, really cool. So let me know in the comments, or drop me an email, and yeah, we'll take it from there. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. Sorry it was a bit more sort of like not the normal sort of really getting a machine up together. But yeah, with that, bye for now. I thought I'd just have another quick look at this machine, and yeah, I'm convinced the heads are bad, but I just wanted to just be 100% sure of that, as close as I can be. I have changed. There's 3 caps in the amp, first stage amp can, so I've changed those. One of them, which I think was the one with the glue on, actually was a little bit suspect. One of the others was a bit low, and the other one was fine, really. ESRs were pretty good, but I've changed them anyway, and it's made no difference particularly. I say it's made no difference when I can actually track in a really good picture, i.e. a noiseless picture. It's better. It is actually a little bit better. You know, I'm getting a good image now. So yeah, I know you can't really see. I've got to be careful because this will be copyright struck. So yeah, so that's improved things a little bit. The actual RF is not terrible, but it is lower from one head chip to the other. The heads themselves are really, really mucky, incredibly mucky. I was actually surprised how much came off. I had actually forgotten in the sort of main video then to even clean them. So I'd done the, you know, resurface the upper drum, and I cleaned the tape path, but I didn't actually clean the heads. So I cleaned those, and literally I wish I'd kept the piece of paper actually that I used, but there was such a dark streak from the head chips. So I cleaned them a couple of times, and they are clean now. But again, that's made no difference at all. The tracking, this is a beta, I think this is a beta 1. It's a beta 2, sorry. It's a beta 2 cassette. So tracking furthest left, then coming out, that's center tracking, then tracking furthest, sorry, that's furthest left, that's furthest right, and then I can track it in. I've got a bit of width there, so that's better. I'm intrigued to see what a PAL cassette looks like now. And we'll try this other cassette as well now. I've sort of done what I've done. I would really love to get this machine 100% sorted, but without decent heads, it ain't gonna happen. So just gotta wait for it to realise it's PAL. There we go. Yeah, I'm actually struggling to even. God, it's worse than ever. It's not even showing on the scope. Oh gosh, it's just breaking up with. I mean, the capture box is making it look like it's a rolling flashing image, but it isn't. It's just the way the capture box is dropping frames. Oh, I mean, these heads are quickly on the way out. It's weird because there seems to be a good protrusion on them, but it's obviously just not right. Okay, so let's just try this. I think this is beta 3. Saying it's beta 3, and I didn't actually look. And it's obviously a high hours machine. I mean, you can see it's a high hours machine. So yeah, so this is beta 3. And that's playing back absolutely fine. I mean, tracking again, that's furthest right now. I bring it in furthest left. I have attempted to adjust the tracking for NTSC and for PAL to try and get it somewhere near central, but it's just not really happening. Particularly, so I'm not going to mess about with it. I mean, I can get it central, but then it just tracks badly at the furthest ends. Then this seems to give, I seem to get the best range across tapes, set as it is now. So yeah, it's sad. I just really want to get this working properly, but I can't because I haven't got heads. And what I'd do then is I would recap, or at least change any dubious branded caps in there and actually get them so they're flush to the PCB in the power supply as well. But I just think it just needs to be used where it can be for duplication, and then put to one side until I can find spares to sort of get some heads to sort of get this working as it should. I'd love to get this working as it should. So yeah, I just thought I'd fill you in on that. The thing that sort of put me off as well is the way it's been worked on previously. Like I say, those caps, I dread to think what the soldering's like on those, but probably okay because it looks fairly good here. And you know, with the ribbons as well sort of damaged, I don't know, bad heads, it doesn't really make me want to sort of invest a lot of time, and the broken front loading system of course, a lot of time on it when potentially it's going to be no good. So yeah, so I'll get this back to George, and I'll let him know that I am actively looking for machines. Like I say, if you have got one that you can spare a head drum or the heads, or you've got new old stock heads or even good used heads, Super Beta, I'm not actually sure what the head disc number is, but there are only 2 heads. It's only a 2-head machine. So yeah, let me know, and we can take it from there. But yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I will hopefully see you in another video. Bye for now.